we're going to spotlight a few unheralded players, I guess. If you're fans of these teams, you'd probably be like, no, that guy's important. I know it. But, a little bit off the beaten path, not the stars. Jim Bowden wrote a great article for the New York Times, who is each MLB player's playoff contender's most indispensable, quote, under the radar player. The term under the radar, Kratzy, always gets me because it's under the radar according to who, right? But still, I digress. There are plenty of players who don't get enough love from around the league. So do you want to go with yours, or we want to dig into Bowden's here? How do you want to do this?
Let's go to Jim Bowden's first and see what he has. But I have a few, and I think under the radar is, it's all in the eye of the beholder, because some all-stars are not really under the radar, but I think on the team we just talked about Vinny P. Like he wouldn't be the first guy that you're thinking of, but so anyway, under the radar is subjective.
Yes. So let's go to some of the players that were listed in that article. Here we got the Tigers, Gleyber Torres. He signed a 1-year deal. An excellent move, by the way. And I remember AJ Hinch saying to me, give me the 1-year players any day of the week. Those guys are playing extra hard. They're playing for their next deal. He was obviously with the Yankees before this. He had the walk-off winner on Tuesday. He's been excellent for a Tigers team that is absolutely steamrolling the Central on their way to the postseason. Alejandro Kirk for the Blue Jays. I'm going to let you take this one, Kratzy, as a fellow catcher. What do you feel like he has brought to the Blue Jays?
I think he upgraded his defense. He had good receiving before, and now he's gone back to upgrading his defense, which was a big, to me, it was a big detriment from last year. He signed that extension this year, and his defense is back. I think he's second in overall runs created. Runs saved, at defensive runs saved. But for me, without going through everybody on this list, his list of the American League, Trent Grisham. Trent Grisham adds, yes, he got off to a huge start. Yes, he plays in Yankee Stadium. People are like, oh, left-handed hitters, they feast in Yankee Stadium. To me, what he brings is stability, Gold Glove stability in center field for a team that had to put Judge out there. And if you have to continue to put Judge out in center field, then there's a chance he could get hurt. And it's kept Judge healthy. It's helped Jason Dominguez transition to left field some. Obviously, it hasn't gone as well, and it's a tough transition. But imagine if you had to have Jason Dominguez in center field learning to play in the big leagues. Even though he's a super prospect and he's the Martian, to me, I think Trent Grisham has alleviated that for this Yankees team.
Yeah, I agree. He jumps out to me. I think Mauricio Dubon jumps out as well. He's played 7 of the 9 positions, Dana Brown said. So Garrett Whitlock for the Red Sox also on that list. He's been excellent for Boston as well. I'm going to add to this list my own. I think with Toronto, I know we talked about Kirk. To me, Ernie Clement is a guy that if you're outside of Toronto, probably haven't heard of him. He does not hit a lot of home runs. He does not, he probably doesn't make a lot of highlights around the game. I don't know, but I'm a fan. The guy makes a ton of contact. He plays pretty much every infield position for Toronto. He's very versatile. If you talk to guys in that clubhouse, he is a baseball rat. He is a guy that is just obsessed with the game, obsessed with getting better. He has been a huge part of their success. He's a guy who I think when we get to October and he gets to the big stage, people are going to be like, who is this guy? I go on about how he doesn't have a ton of power. We show all these clips where he's hitting the ball out of the ballpark, but he does so much more than that. I don't hate home runs, I swear. He does so much more than that for the Toronto Blue Jays. He's a guy who, if you talk to John Schneider, he'll tell you, their manager, like he has been indispensable to them this year. And what the Blue Jays have been able to do is mix and match so much because they have guys like Clement who they can use in so many different positions. It's really given them the freedom to play the platoon and use the bench and keep everyone involved. And I just think Clement is a guy who's not getting as much attention nationally as he should.
I like that. I'm going to go to the guy I usually go to for the American League, JP Crawford. This Mariners team has stars. I mean, when have we ever said that about the Mariners lineup? You have Cal Raleigh. You have Eugenio Suarez now. You have Naylor, who those two guys got traded over. You have Julio Rodriguez, who I don't think has really, reached his hype and his potential. JP Crawford, when he's not in there, other years when he's been hurt, there's been a huge decline in the way that they play the game. I think he adds a level of tenacity, a level of stability at a premium position that he honestly makes it look easy. He makes shortstop look easy, and is a sign of a true big league shortstop is, you know what, you make all the plays. He's an elite level shortstop, gold glove shortstop that is giving this team stability up the middle, which they already have with Cal, Julio, and JP. And I haven't heard any rumblings of him being pissed that he got moved out of the leadoff spot. I think he's now hitting like somewhere 6th or 7th, depending on the platoon matchup. And I just think he is very underrated. And being out west, that might be part of it. But if you look up his numbers and you watch him play, you're like, kind of like that guy. FT fans, you want to have confidence when you go out in public? Absolutely. We can't all wear a backwards hat like me, but you can get some True Classic fit shirts. It almost looks like, oh, wow, this shirt was tailored for me. Nope, it's every True Classic. This John is soft, it is smooth, and it makes you look a little jacked. I'm just saying.
And Kratz, you are jacked, and you are spot on. True Classic is the spot to go if someone's like, where do I get shirts? True Classic. The colors are fantastic. They've sold over 25 million shirts to more than 5 million customers. Their shirts just win. The feel, the tailored look, the price. We all wear True Classic on FT. I mean, Cam Maben literally can't say enough about them too next time we have Cam on. Hit up trueclassic.com/foul. Give it a shot. Upgrade your wardrobe and save on True Classic at trueclassic.com/foul. That's trueclassic.com/FOUL.
Let's go to the NL and look at the article as well, because some really great names on this list, I think, especially if you're not closely following a lot of these teams. The Brewers, it could have just been like the entire roster, but they went with Joey Ortiz, Tanner Banks. You look at this list, Brad Keller, been excellent for the Cubs. Jeremiah Estrada, not a name that like immediately jumps out to you when you think about the Padres, right? We talked about their bullpen. He really is that unsung hero out of that bullpen. José Trevino, David Peterson, who was on yesterday's show, Alec Burleson, just a really good list. Is there anyone that jumps out to you, Kratzy, that you feel like maybe didn't get the love here on the NL side? There are so many guys, I think, especially on teams like Milwaukee, that are outperforming what many of us thought, that deserve a lot of love here. But anybody that you think deserves another mention here?
On that list, I'm going to go to José Trevino because obviously he's a catcher who's a friend of the show. He got a little bit of an extension when he went over to the Reds. You get traded over to a team, you're like, okay, are they just kind of using me as a piece? He is very underrated because of the fact that this pitching staff, this starting pitching staff, has been awesome. And the value he brings in that game calling, the value he brings in experience in postseason games. If this team, it's a big if, they're close to the Mets though, if they do squeak in to a wild card round, he's going to be the guy. Obviously, Tyler Stevenson is a beast behind the plate, but I think José Trevino's ability or his experience in the postseason will lend so well to this team, and it may not even lend well in any stat that we have, to be able to see what kind of metric he does well in, how he's helping the team win. But he's that type of guy in a clubhouse preparation-wise that is going to get this pitching staff in the right spot.
Yeah, I agree. I want to give a little love to David Peterson, too. I know he was just on the show, but the Mets have had so much trouble in their rotation, Kratzy, as just getting innings. And when you look at, starts where they've gotten innings, 60% of those where they've gone into the 6th inning or more have been Peterson. Honestly, if not for them, they'd be, really up the creek in terms of rotation issues. And now they're calling up some of the young guys now, and then they're trying to find a way to kind of patch this together. But Peterson has been such an unsung hero, really such an MVP of this pitching staff. You know what you're going to get. You're going to get length. He's been able to give the relievers a little bit of a break, and that has just been absolutely huge. It's been a rough stretch for the New York Mets. They went from being up on the Phillies, having a comfortable lead, to now looking up at them for, I think it's like 5 games now entering today. It's right at that 5-6 game mark.
Yep.
So David Peterson, without him, you're looking at probably
Oof.
8, 9, maybe even 10 games back. I mean, he has just been absolutely huge for them. I know he was on the list. I just want to make sure we spotlight him because I don't think enough people know what's going on. There's a lot of stars in New York, but David Peterson has been the guy that has kept that Mets rotation afloat as much as possible. You know, it's a band-aided up rotation. David Peterson has been the guy, and I don't think a lot of people anticipated that going into the season.
I think I couldn't agree with you more, and that's not exactly who. But hey, you know what? All-star guy that I have to mention real quick too for the Brewers, Bryce Turang. I think he's a career like 89 OPS plus. This year he's having almost a 120 OPS plus, and he plays platinum glove defense. I think he is the unsung hero of this team. Brewers fans will be like, what? We love Brice Turang. I didn't say you don't love him. It's more of a national unsung hero. And I think he's still improving in the big leagues. Like, I think he's learning. But, man, when you have that kind of defense at second base, it is a game changer for this team, and it shows up in their wins.